Hey guys, so I want to talk about something that I'm very, very passionate about, and it's a big problem within the fitness industry, and it's something that I really want to solve. And this passion started about 5 years ago. So what happened was I went and spent 2 summers in Texas in the USA, and I worked at a camp called Camp for All. And at Camp for All we worked with people that had disabilities and impairments, and these were some of the most severe kind of disabilities and conditions that you would see. And we did things like zip wiring, rock climbing, canoeing, archery, all different kinds of sports, horse riding, every activity you could think of we did with the people that came to camp. And they were able to do absolutely everything. And it was amazing to see, and it was really, really eye-opening, because looking at someone in a wheelchair, you often think like, oh, they wouldn't be able to do that. And it really opened my eyes. And the reason that they could do these things was because Camp for All was purpose-built. The environment was purpose-built around someone with the most severe physical disability, which means that no matter who came through them gates, they could go everywhere and they could do everything because it was purpose-built. It was an environment that had no barriers whatsoever. So after coming back from there and working in the gyms again and working back in the leisure centres, I started to see things from a different light. Now, I've worked in the industry for over 10 years, and I rarely, very rarely see wheelchair users in the gym. And they say that they're accessible gyms because they have a ramp, but once you go over the ramp, you're in the gym, and what machines do you use? And I started to see this problem. And so what I did is I went online and I started looking for wheelchair gyms, wheelchair exercises, and all this kind of stuff. And again, what I found was that there's not a lot of stuff out there. So not only do you not have the environment, and you don't have the gym kind of purpose built for people in wheelchairs, you also don't have the resources. So you don't have exercises for people in wheelchairs, or if you do, they're very hard to find. And what I did find as well was that the exercises that I found and the people that were obviously offering these exercises and doing these classes for people in wheelchairs, they were often aimed at the older generation, so 60-year-olds doing Zumba, you know what I mean, for exercise. And it got me thinking, well, it's like, well, hold on, if I ever became a wheelchair user, I wouldn't want to go do Zumba with a 60-year-old. I'd want to lift weights, and I'd want to get in the gym and be part of that community. So that resource isn't there. So what I really want to do is start providing a resource for people in wheelchairs in order for them to achieve their fitness goals, build muscle mass, lose some weight, get fit, different exercises, get the dumbbells out, all that kind of stuff. Like, I want to offer that, and I want to help people, wheelchair users especially, being able to adapt exercises and use machinery in a different way to benefit themselves. So one thing that I did do was, a couple of days ago, I got myself a wheelchair and I went down to my local gym because I wanted to see firsthand just how daunting of an experience it is to just go into a gym and then just try and work out in a wheelchair. So there was a few things that I knew before even sitting down in the wheelchair. I knew that it was going to be hard to manoeuvre around. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do certain exercises because the machines weren't purpose built for a wheelchair. But some of the things I didn't realise was how awkward it would be, for one, in terms of manoeuvring, and not to do with how tight the machines are together, but the height. Like, I was having to duck under barbells. I was having to get people to pretty much give me the plates, the weighted plates, because I couldn't reach them because they're too high up. That's one thing I didn't even think about. And on top of that, it was the fact that if someone was using a piece of equipment, being able to think on your feet and go and use something else, it couldn't happen. So I've been in the industry for 10 years, I've been working out for longer, so I have that ability to think of an exercise if somebody's using a piece of equipment. So if I go in there to do chest and somebody's using the chest press machine, I can go, okay, well, I'll just go use this. and I'll use it in a different way. But if you're in a wheelchair and somebody's using the piece of equipment, one of the only pieces of equipment that you can actually use in your wheelchair, what the hell do you do? Do you know what I mean? So it's difficult, and especially if the free weight section's full, and the machine that you can use is someone's on that, then what the hell do you do? Like, you know, so there's no resources out there for people about exercise and things like that. So it was hard for me, and like I said, I had that skill. So I can only imagine how hard it must be for someone who's in a wheelchair and is a beginner. So that's like two barriers right there. You haven't got that skill to understand, you know, what to do, and you're also in a wheelchair. The third barrier that I found was the actual instructors themselves. So I'm a personal trainer and a fitness instructor, and I've been, like I said, in the industry for about 10 years. And I've done multiple courses, and I've never ever once touched on a wheelchair user, which is crazy, because, you know, I wouldn't know how to, I mean, I do now because obviously this is what I want to do, so I've done a lot of research and help people in wheelchairs and things like that. But as far as a newly trained fitness instructor or personal trainer, they will not have the knowledge to help someone in a wheelchair. They won't know how to tailor a program to you. You'll get the occasional ones where they will be good, and you should have a little bit of a creative side to you if you are a fitness instructor. You should be able to adapt things a little bit, but nowhere near as in depth of what you could do for somebody that wasn't in a wheelchair. So that's another barrier that you're going to face. So this is a problem in the fitness industry, and this is a problem that I want to solve. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting out different resources like videos and exercises, and trying to bring a bit of a community together and talk about their experiences, how they've achieved their fitness goals, and talk about, you know, the barriers that, you know, people have faced and things like that. Now, I know that I'm not in a wheelchair, nor have I had an accident in the past where I've had to be in a wheelchair, but this is something that I'm really passionate about, and I really want to start making a change within the fitness industry to help wheelchair users to achieve their fitness goals and have more information out there for people in wheelchairs. So if this is something you're also passionate about, or you want to talk about your experiences and things like that, please leave a comment below, and please subscribe to the channel. And what we're going to do is really try and drive this forwards and make it become a bit more mainstream, get this problem out there and get people talking about it so that things can start being done. So like I said, guys, share this if you know anyone that this can help. Share your experiences, offer advice and support, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and I will be back again soon with some exercises and different information for you. Cheers, guys.